Hey, what's up? It's your boy Paul Brennan. Let's get into the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 6. Um, it starts off with them doing a flashback of Atlanta, and they ended up cutting out Nene. I don't know which season it was, but they were wrong for that. If you're gonna show it, show Nene. That's it. Don't if you're not gonna show it, don't show Nene. If you're not gonna show Nene, I don't see the point of showing that flashback, that long ass flashback to be precise, cause it was long. Um, and stuff. After that, it was more to do a recap of Candy and Marlo's relationship all the way up to now. Um, over the 10 years, all the way up to now on the show. So after that, we end up seeing Marlo out with her two best friends and stuff. They was out for lunch or whatever, and she ended up telling them about what's been going on with her, um, what's going on with her friend. She been telling them that she ready to date again, ready to get out there and date and stuff. And one of her girlfriends, she like, I got flyers up on, already ready and prepared. So, Marlo said she afraid. She's kind of afraid to date because she haven't dated in a while, so she a little afraid about it and worried. But you know, she'll see. So she ended up talking. They ended up talking about that. She said they'll talk about that more later. So she ended up telling them about what's been going on all the way up about the girls' trip, what's going on with her and Candy, how everything that transpired with her nephew and all that stuff, and how the stuff has affected her and stuff. And she went through that and stuff with them. So we moving on to Sonya. So Sonya is at home with at home with her mom, her sister, nephews, and son. They in the kitchen, just chit chatting. She ended up telling them about Mommy Nation. Mommy Nation actually got the merch actually got picked up for this website called Bink. I hope I'm saying it right. Bink.com. It's a um big nationwide international website that her Mommy Nation merchandise got picked up. So congratulations on that girl. She ended up talking to her sister about what she told her, that conversation they had about her husband Ross telling them about them. He ready for them to move out, and so she said, "The sister, I know you was upset about that and stuff." So they had a conversation about that because the sister was like, y'all gonna have a hard time like with the situation because y'all got free service, free babysitter, free this, free service. Cause without us, y'all ain't gotta pay for nothing. Y'all ain't gotta pay for nobody to watch y'all son and stuff like that. Y'all able to do what y'all want without, you know, and stuff. And Sonya agreeing with it and stuff like that. And she said she gonna talk to Ross about it because she feeling a certain way. But then the sister and the mom said, if you talk to him, they said they moving out. They said they leaving regardless. So she went, okay. So the sister said, came up to her and said like, there's gonna be a gaping hole, once we leave and stuff. And so sorry, you went, but you just told me that you were leaving anyway. So why would I be? So why should I continue fighting for you? Fight for y'all to stay. So the sister got mad. I'm like, girl, make up your mind what you want, cause you just said you moving. You just and the mama said like, daddy, daddy said he gonna move in. Daddy said that the mom said that y'all father said he want to stay. But mom ready to go. She ready to go, but you know. So the sister mad about her not fighting. I'm like, girl, make up your mind. You saying you leaving, period. But then you mad that she's not gonna fight for y'all to stay. Make up your mind. It's like you want it both ways, but since you don't, you say you leaving. She said like I'm not gonna bring it up. We moving on. So the sister like trying to feed her kids and stuff and whatever, and asked the sister to go in there and see if the macaroni still in the oven or whatever. Sister like, since you leaving, you can get that yourself. I said, sorry, yeah, girl. Well, you got a point, girl. You got a point. So, okay, girl, okay. I said, I ain't got time for this. So, moving on from Sonya and her family, we move on to okay, we move on to Kenya. So Kenya is at her new building. She building her a hair spa, hair spa salon. And she brought her friend with her, her girlfriend, the one that her daughter's best friends with her daughter. So she brought her with her to show her the space and everything and stuff like that. And they ended up sitting down and talking for a minute. And Kenya and they ended up talking about Kenya dating and whatever. And Kenya said, she don't know how to date. I said, girl, you never knew how to date. I said, that ain't new. I said, girl, you never knew how to date from the beginning. So I said, girl, you in the same boat you was in before you got married. Saying you on the same boat after you got the same boat while you getting divorced. Girl, ain't nothing changed. What's new? So she saying she don't know how to date. She want, she liked the new boo. She liked the new guy that's in her life right now that she dating right now. She got feelings for him, but she ain't nothing like they gonna get married or anything, cause he's in and out of town for work. She said she married Mark was a long distance relationship and stuff. And she said she married. I want to say she married him after 9 months or something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I ain't paid attention to her. I said so. She switched from that. She switched to telling her, I like telling her homegirl that I like hanging out with you because it's a lot different from the group of girls that I hang out with right now. I hang around right now because one girl in particular, Marlo, she started telling her about Marlo. I said my issue is she started telling her that Marlo was banging on on the girls trip. Marlo was banging on the door and banging and kicking on the door, and she didn't attack my child. I said, first of all, she didn't attack your child, sweetie. And second of all, I don't believe your child was in that room at all. I said, I don't believe that child was in that room. No, she wasn't in there. You was in there with somebody, but it wasn't with your child. But she continues telling them lies and stuff, and she ended up telling her about Marlo past. That Marlo got she didn't been arrested. She's a liar. She always coming. She said she always coming for her every time. I said, girl, no, that would be you coming for her. I said, she lies all the time and stuff like this. I said, girl, that's you. I said, everything that you said about this woman when it comes to her character is you. You are explaining yourself. You're not explaining Marlo. You're explaining who you are, down to the core. But then you tell this woman about Marlo Pest. Like, yeah, she's been in jail. She went to jail for 6 months for cutting up a girl face, and the girlfriend sitting there like, cause she just spilling more and more stuff, and the girlfriend just looking at her like she just going and going and going, and and the girlfriend had to stop her like she went, Kenya, That is, Trent, you didn't spill too much tea, so I'm gonna have to stop you right here. Kim, I know, I know. I said, no, you're wrong. I said, because I said at the end of the day, you, Candy, y'all have no storyline at all, because all y'all talk about is Marlo. Y'all talk about Marlo like it ain't nothing. If you ain't talking about Marlo, you talking about Sheree. I mean, but you talking about Marlo like, I mean, why? Why is you telling her past to somebody else? That has nothing to do with who she is now. That's nothing. Nothing at all. But moving on, we move on to okay, hold up. Okay, we move on. We move on from there. We move on to Sheree. So Sheree is at home. Her son comes by with his girlfriend and his daughter. She's 4 months. She's very cute. Sheree is a glam mom. She's a glam mom, Gigi. And yeah, that baby got her wrapped around her finger already. And the aunt, she got the aunt wrapped around her finger too. So she had, and stuff, and they showed Sheree and them and her son. She explained that her son came to her, and told her that he got a baby on the way, and he tell her that she was told when the girlfriend was already 4 months pregnant. So she said she wasn't sure if he was. She wasn't sure at that time that he was ready to be, a dad. But she said that changed once the baby came, and she seen how attentive he is and everything else. So she said, yeah, it's different. Sure, it's different. She's proud of him and everything, um, and stuff. And I'm like, and I said that's good. So it's like everything was good. They did like a fingerprint, uh, uh baby handprint for the baby and stuff, molding for the baby and stuff. So moving on from there, we move on to Drew at home talking to Ralph about him meeting about her meeting up with Sheree and Kenya, and her having her talk with Sheree and stuff and all that stuff, and then talking about the issue with her and Marlo, that and whatever. Um, we move on from there. We move on to Kenya. Kenya actually, we end up seeing Kenya with the builder. Seeing Kenya with a builder, for her building, for her spa. End up finding out that the cost to get it all to get the place completely finished is gonna be 300k to from 300k to maybe 400k. That's what it may be. So that's how much it's gonna cost to get that done. So moving on from there, we move on to we end up seeing Sheree out with one of her girlfriends. They chit chatting, girlfriend asking her about about how's dating going and stuff and all that stuff. Have a little kiki there. Then we get Marlo. They show Marlo with the boys. They having a sit down at home talking about whatever assignment they had with their life coach, and talking about what makes them happy. What is their happy place, and they both tell different things that what make them happy, or so they do that and stuff. That was refreshing to see on the show, because you really don't see that. And I said, you think you would see it with you think you would actually see it with Candy and the, and little kids. You see it with Candy, little kids, and maybe see it with think you'll see it with the ones with the kids, with the little kids. You'll see stuff like that, and it's like you don't see it, but you see it with Marlo. So at least you see something of normalcy. But moving on, move on to we move on to Candy at home picking. She at home picking out outfit for the girls' night out. Um, that the girls' night out that Courtney had invited all the ladies to. Um, and she wasn't sure if she was gonna go because you know she don't like Courtney. But Mignetta ended up calling her saying she going because Mignetta was going. So she said she gonna go. And then as she was doing that, they was her and Todd was talking, and here come stupid Kenya calling her. So Kenya called her, and they started talking bull. Kenya started telling her about when she met up with Drew and Sheree and what went down there, and telling her about what she said told her bits and pieces of the conversation that was going on between Drew and Sheree and what happened between Drew and Marlo. She told her bits and pieces of the conversation. So after she did that and she was telling bits and pieces of it, about the nephew, Marlo nephew and stuff, that situation, and the person him working there, and then the person that shot him, that person, bits and pieces. She was getting mad and upset about it, and said, "Oh, I'm furious," and her punk ass husband, I'm furious, and they both might furious. They furious at Marlo. I'm talking like I'm the brat now. Oh Lord, furious at them and stuff. And I'm like, so I said it has to be true because I said that's the only time Candy do that shit. Her and a punk ass man. I said so they furious and stuff. And so we move on from there. We move on to okay, we move on to the ladies' night, to Courtney's ladies' night. Ladies' night. Okay, so all the ladies are there and stuff. There were three ladies acting faker than fake, and that was Candy, Kenya, and Drew. Cause Drew didn't speak to Marlo when Marlo said hi. When she came in, Marlo spoke to her and she didn't speak. And she spoke again and said hi again. Just in case the hoe didn't hear. But the hoe still didn't speak. And I said that to me, that's like, girl, you're rude. You're rude. You don't do that. When somebody speaks to you, you gotta speak. You can't when you do stuff like that. That shows exactly your true character, who you are, and you are actress, girl. So you should know better. You should know better, girl. You ain't gonna never get another job. But moving on. So after that, Kenya so Candy. So Candy asked Marlo, what's going on and stuff, because I heard you had some stuff to say, and and Marlo was like, girl, we can we take this to the side, meet you and Drew, because Drew was, because she whined. So they go to the side. So Marlo said, so let me just make, Marlo said, so what, so tell me what you just, so tell me what you heard. What exactly got back to you? And then when she said that, it's like, damn. Cause she already know bullshit got back to you. So she like, I heard that your nephew used to work for me or something. And she ain't, yeah, my nephew did work for you and stuff. She ain't, and I was talking to Drew about the situation, and I just wanted to make it clear, like, every time, every time y'all bring up my past, y'all bring my past up at the drop of the dime, and everything about it, y'all don't sugarcoat it, y'all don't hold nothing back, and I mean nothing. Y'all don't say certain things, y'all put it all out there. All the nitty gritty, all the hard, everything that happened in there, y'all don't misplace nothing. So I wanted Drew to do the same, hold you accountable for your and what's going on with you. That's the whole thing. There was a shooting at your restaurant, not an accident, and it wasn't. And so she getting mad and stuff, and so they going. She went. Marlo said, like, wait a minute. Marlo said, like, let me finish what I gotta say. And so they continues to talk. It getting heated, cause what was it? It's getting heated, cause Marlo started to explain how they had no problem, like, explain that they had no problem throwing her under her problems and stuff. Um, okay, Marlo said, 2 years ago, Marlo ended up explaining, 2 years ago I came to you and told you about my nephew. I came to your house and told you about my nephew, passing and stuff. And Candy White, you text me. And Marlo said, yes, I texted you and I came to your house. And I said, and they showed it in the beginning of this episode that she actually said, I did, I text you, but then but she came to your house and you acted like you didn't know. And then she said, I came to your house. You acted like, she said, for some reason, you act like you didn't want to hear anything. You act like you didn't want to hear anything about it. And this made her, like, she mad at it, at the fact that she said that. And I'm like, what you mad for, girl? If it's not true, just say it's not. That's not true. Like, the audacity of you getting mad. It's like every time something is, I notice when something is true with Candy, she's mad. I'm calling it how I see it. She's mad when it's true, and it's honestly true. So Candy was like, no, you trying. She said, Candy said, so you just trying to attack me. You just trying to attack me. She said, you just trying to attach me to this that has nothing to do with me. You ran back to Drew to tell her, to tell her, to tell her anything, tell her this that has nothing to do with me, have nothing to do with me, to do with me, me or my restaurant, or have nothing to do with my restaurant. And then Candy confession, Candy was like, she do anything to tear me down. Girl, no, you tearing your. I said, girl, she don't gotta do shit to tear you down. You doing that yourself. Your man doing it for you. He doing it for you, but not y'all both doing it. Y'all tearing y'all own. Your man is gonna tear down everything that you have worked your whole life for on your own. He's tearing it down, and this is how he's tearing it down because not talking about this, talking about the situation that happened at Blaze. That makes you look as a business person, a business owner, entrepreneur in the community overall, makes you look bad. That makes you look bad to the core. Makes you look bad because you do not want to talk about it. But you had your cousin on the screen to taste test some dry ass food with his arm in a sling from being shot when he came to work, when he tried to defuse a situation from an employee who came in drunk. Instead of your dumb ass and your husband talking about the situation that actually happened because it was on the news in Atlanta, you decided not to talk about it and said, oh, it's a legal issue. That don't mean shit. Because you could have talked about it because you had your blood on TV. And I say, I know your aunt, your mama sister, big sister, is pissed as hell at you. Cause you look pathetic. And you pissing me off. Cause I said this shit is it's it's pathetic. You can blame Marlo for whatever you want to blame him for. You can do that all you want. But I said at the end of the day, you not being accountable. You or your husband is not accountable for nothing. And this is the whole thing about it. You're not being accountable. You're not talking about what's happening. This is what's happening in your life at this time. This is what the show is about. But you always focusing on your businesses. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit. I want to know about your life. The business, that's cool. But you learn about that, but I want to learn about you. And what's going on. And this is something that went on. But instead of talking about it, you want to focus on your dumbass husband, his dumbass dreams that he ain't really focused on. He focusing on making quick ass money. Putting these dumbass restaurant ideas that he don't have a clue. He don't have a clue about a fucking restaurant. He don't even know how to even run a fucking restaurant. You know how to run a restaurant better than his dumbass. And you booked and busy. But back on topic, y'all. So them two still going at it. Okay, Marlo said, in her confession. Okay, Candy said in her confession. That's where I was at. So Marlo says in her confession, Marlo said in her confession, after Candy said, you trying to tear me, she always trying to tear me down. Marlo said that Marlo says, I'm not mad at you. Marlo said, I'm not mad at her for my nephew's death. I'm mad that people allow her, that people just allow her to get away with anything and not hold her accountable. And that's so true. That is the truth. And she ain't lying about that. So Marlo ended up, it's getting heated, the conversation between them. Marlo asked Drew, please just leave and let us just talk. Let us two just talk. But she wouldn't leave. She wanted to add herself in to sit into the conversation. And I'm like, you could have just left. Minyetta came over there because she didn't like the way it was going. And Candy went, don't touch me. Don't touch me. I went, girl, shut up. She get up there like, girl, you ain't gonna do nothing or anything. You a joke. A joke of a joke. So, so after that, Marlo then said, Marlo goes and, they continue. Marlo said, like, his mom called me crying and stuff. And Candy, like, he did work for us for like 9 months or so. And then he stopped working for us a few months before he was killed. And few months before he was killed, and Marlo said, what do that say about your character? I said, bitch. Say about our character, girl. It said a lot, girl. It said a lot. And Karen, what What that say about my character? Marlo said, like, cause you bring up my Marlo said you bring up my past from 23 years ago all the time. That's right. All the time. She said Marlo said you bring up my past all the time. Trey, my nephew met the guy there at the old lady gang, and he's in a lot of the pictures. The dude is in a lot of the pictures from back then. Candy, why he never worked there. He never worked there. And then Candy started to bucket. Candy like did a jump forward buck at her and saying I'm going to tell you did a forward buck. I'm going to tell you. And Marlo said, Marlo, well, I get right with it. I said, bitch. So that started. I said, so I said, girl, I ain't got time for these old. They stupid. So that started everything. So Marlo said, I ain't going to tell. Marlo said, you ain't gonna tell me shit. Candy, like, I am. Candy, like, you should have said this. You should have said something a long time ago. And Marlo said, I did. She went, I did. I said it. I said it a long time ago. I did. So all the other ladies come over and try to calm the situation down because they in public and all that stuff. And Sheree was, no, Marlo was like, you should have had sent some flowers. And Candy White, you text me 3 days later. I said, hold up now. Now let's get into this. So 3 days later, I said, girl, what that got to do with anything? You knew about the situation. You knew that her nephew passed. She texted you. You said in this, you text me, but then she said I came to your house too. So you knew the situation. You knew what was going on. You could have sent flowers. You didn't do anything. You are your man. Y'all didn't do nothing. You didn't send condolences. If a person have worked this, I said what makes this even bad. When I watched this again to take notes and stuff, this is what made it. It really sunk in and really got to me that what Marlo said when she said the guy that killed her nephew, he was in the pictures. He was in the employees, when they did the employees events and stuff like that, where employees supposed to be the only, boss and employees stuff supposed to be. The dude was there. So her family is thinking like, so did this guy work at the old lady gang with the nephew? Because he became the nephew's roommate. So did he work there? Because he's in every photo with him and with all of y'all at that time. At that time that happened. So then you turn around and you saying that he's not. So why is he in these photos? I said, so that tells a lot about how you and your husband runs y'all business. That y'all are allowing people to come to these functions when y'all have employees only functions. Y'all are inviting people that do not work for y'all to come to these functions that shouldn't be at employee functions, the owner and employee function that y'all have. I said that's the problem. So moving on from there. So the ladies them, they tried their best to end it and whatever. So Drew dumbass finna say, oh, she's aggressive. She aggressive. Get her out of here. Get Marlo out of here. She's so aggressive. I said, girl, the aggressive bitch was named Candy. Candy started being aggressive the whole damn time. Marlo was not aggressive. Marlo returned what was given. So it was Marlo returned the aggressiveness after it was given. Ho. So after that, Marlo was like, Marlo was like, oh, Marlo, you gonna cry? Marlo went, oh, so go ahead and cry, girl. Go ahead and cry. I said, bitch, you know she is. You know that tired hoe finna cry her ass off. I'm crying because I can't choke your ass. I said, bitch, you ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing to nobody, hoe. You crying because you can't fight, bitch. You can't fight. That mouth of yours is not strong enough to do shit. It ain't, girl. It ain't. I can choke your ass. I said, girl, bye. Bye. You ain't gonna choke nothing but a chicken. So they end up going, she ended up leaving or whatever. So they outside. So I can't believe this. I can't believe that bitch. I can't believe that bitch. So, you know, her and her posse go outside and stuff. So Marlo in there, Marlo said, I can't believe, Marlo said, you know, Marlo said, you know, I didn't even know that that my nephew, you know, incident was affecting me like this. I didn't even know that it was. And she said, I don't talk about it like that. So, Sheree, when you don't talk, Sheree, I didn't even know majority of the stuff that was told. So, they talking in there. So outside, you got the bougie bitch, the bougie bitches outside, cause finally they outside. Candy pulling out her fake ass receipt, saying, "Girl, she called me Candy Yams and said, yeah, this and that. He died. Did such and such. Her nephew, whatever his name was, did he work here? I said, I don't know. I check. I went, yeah, he did. She went, that was my nephew. It's like, yeah. I said, but I'm Candy Yams. But she went, yeah. And then 3 days later, she called me about the cameo to make an extra lunch money. I said, bitch, what that got to do with anything? I said, because the simple fact is you just proved that you knew about this. You knew about the young man's death. You knew about him already being dead, and you didn't send no condolences to the family, you dumbass. But you acting like, oh my gosh, and then that fake ass bitch in the back of you named Kenya. She don't sound mad to me. Bitch, you ain't got no motherfucking feelings. None of you hoes standing outside ain't got none. No motherly instincts for shit. I said, that shit had me pissed the fuck off. I said, y'all standing there. And I said, Mignetta, I said, I'm so disappointed. I said, Mignetta, I said, you started off as somebody I was actually interested in. As I said, shit, you could have been a good housewife. You could have made it to housewife status. You had the attention. You had the potential because you was married to Neo. Shit. You had everything. But bitch, you don't got it no more because you a dumb hoe. Hanging out with that tired bitch. Them two tired ass hoes. And I said, you standing there and agreeing with them bitches. And them bitches standing there like, oh, she didn't slice. We need to talk about her slicing the girl face up. I said, bitch, what that got to do with any motherfucking thing? We talking about now, today, in the present. There was a shooting at your motherfucking restaurant, Blaze. And you won't talk about it. And your family got injured. Your cousin. But you got him on motherfucking camera. Looking a fool. Look, he look fool. He like he tired and everything. Like, why the fuck I'm here? Eating this dry ass shit. But you don't care. All your men care about is making a quick buck. And screwing the next bitch that y'all motherfucking go to the strip club to see which one gonna slide down that pole and go, oh, that's what I picked tonight. I said, that whole outside scene, I said they were so tiring that I'm so tired of Kenya. I said, Drew punk ass gonna call Marlo a hoe. Bitch, shut up. You need to be worried about your man and finding out is he ain't making sure he ain't sliding down the pole of a big pipe brother himself. Cause baby, he gives me sugar all the way. And I ain't talking about the sugar that goes in Kool-Aid. To be honest. and you wonder why you getting a divorce. And so Sonya out there, Sonya was like, "You not gonna do that. You not gonna do that, Drew. You not gonna do that. You ain't gonna call you ain't gonna call her. She ain't no hoe. You not gonna do that." She out there, she defended her friend, and finally went back inside. But Courtney goes outside and tells Ken, did you know I'm sorry for that happening to you? Ken went, I guess. You guess, bitch. You better be glad she came out. I said this was her. She invited girls out. She came out and apologized, which she didn't have to. She didn't have to. She was trying. I said that was the polite thing to do. That was being. She was a host, so she was being nice, and you were just being the bitch that you are. So after that, that hoe left because she was pissed off. That hoe left, went home like nobody cares. So them hoes still outside talking and whatever. Sonya finally goes back in. So the rest of the ladies that's in, that's Marlo, Sheree, uh, Courtney. They inside. They said where Mignetta? Because it's like they thought Mignetta would come back in because they all made up. They all was kumbaya, but Mignetta didn't go back in. They all went, oh wow. They went, okay. So Sonya ended up telling Marlo what Drew said and stuff. And I said, it's very sad. It's very sad because I said, Mignetta, you had actually made up with the girls. Y'all had got along. Y'all were good. Y'all was so good. And you allowed the two bitches to do that. Cause your so-called bestie, your sister, she left. But she left. So the rest of the ladies ended up finally doing the event that they had to do. I forget it. What is it? Are they in a locked room? I think they either in a locked room and they had to put on these suits, and they had to play different games and stuff like that. And how many games that you miss? If you miss so many, that's how much paint is shot at you. And the ladies end up getting blasted. They got blasted, but it seemed like they had fun. Four ladies had fun. The other ones left, and it's what it is. At this point, this episode, I give it a, I give it a, I say I actually, I say, mm, I say I give it a 7. I give it a 7. I give it a 7. That's what I give it. I said overall, I said this is, yeah. That all that happened. Like, subscribe, comment, share on all social media. It's your boy Paul Brantley. Thank y'all for tuning in. And I'll get back at y'all with this week episode. I am trying to get it done. I'll try to get that episode done this week. That is the goal. That is the goal. Bye-bye, y'all.